Okay, so we still have to hose off the walls, make sure our fetal pig display hasn't fermented. Yuck. Make sure Scott hasn't replaced my Viagra with shrinking potion again. That was a fun turnout for me and Sarah the other night. Oh, hello, and welcome to the Frankenzone. You actually caught us at a bad time. See, the studio recently got itself some new management, and we've been forced to make some changes to the show, so we've been moving things around, cleaning here, moving there. You know how it is.
Stuff's heavy. Macrina, what are we doing here? Our other set was just fine. What the heck are we doing in this dungeon?
Look, I don't make the rules, okay? It's the new boss's idea. Just go with it. It's out of my hands. Now, please take this and this head, hi, Matt, and put it over in the pile with the other bullies that used to beat us up in high school, okay?
All right. We didn't have a lot of bullies in high school.
Yeah, we most certainly did.
I certainly don't remember any.
Okay. Nice jacket. So yeah, we've been kind of going everywhere right now, and but if you'll bear with us for just a little bit, we'll get things back on track, I promise. Any second now.
Hey, sausage fingers. Could use some help.
Look, I'm trying to explain to our fans out there what's going on right now.
Fans? What fans? Nobody watches this crap.
No, I'm aware of that, but nevertheless, Scotty, show must go on. So
Show it
Wait a
shall.
minute, guys. Now that this is under new management, maybe the show might be much better.
I doubt it, dude. Have you seen the new guy?
yeah, his name is Hutch Masterson. Like, what is that,
Hutch.
Dutch? That's Swedish?
I don't know. That sounds like a dumb hick name to me.
Yeah, well, same here. I just don't understand why anybody would actually want to take charge of
I don't
this
even want to
show.
be on this show.
'Cause it came down to either this or invest my time in those Tickle Me Dora Cosby Edition dolls that are coming out.
Oh my God, gross.
Tough choice.
Did you hear any of what we were just saying?
I heard what I needed to hear.
Oh, well, you didn't hear that dumb hick thing. You know, that's like a hazing thing that I do with everybody. I'm fired, aren't I?
You're out of here.
What? Mr. Masterson, you know, just
Hutch, please, call me Hutch. All my friends call me Hutch. Only my employees call me Hutch Masterson.
But we are your employees.
Now what the hell you call me Hutch for, boy?
Sorry?
oh, wow. Okay, but see, Mr. Masterson, the problem is we can't do the show without Jay. See, it's not just the two.
Well,
of us,
sure you can. I'll just replace him.
Right now?
right?
Well, sure, I always got replacements standing by. I got a couple standing by just in case you two piss me off.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I love this jacket?
Yeah.
Look,
It's very, very
fantastic.
nice.
not bad, huh? Yeah, swiped it from the guy sitting in the lobby.
Yeah. We don't have a guy in the lobby.
We don't have a lobby.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what my lawyers have to say about that. In the meantime, here's the countdown. You boys get to work.
Thank you.
Violent. Very violent. Top 10 Muppets that are... Are you kidding?
And get cracking. Everything you need is right there.
But I don't even like the Muppets.
Seriously? Muppets?
I blame you for all this.
I blame myself for it too. Yeah, I do. And this is my clipboard. Hello and welcome back to the show. I'm Marc Macrina.
And I'm Scott Johnson.
And I am Gunther.
Yes, evidently our new employer, Hutch Masterson, figured replacing Jay with a puppet seemed only appropriate for tonight's episode.
Well, he felt I added a certain level of adorableness to the show.
Hey, that was my job.
Plus, I appeal to the children in the audience.
You look like something a pedophile would use.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, while we all miss Jay, having a puppet does fit in with the theme of tonight's countdown.
That's right. See, with the new Muppet Show now out, there have been some issues with Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog no longer being together. And it's amazing how many people have taken it to heart. And why is this important? It isn't. They're puppets, people. Most of them are made from socks.
Did it? Oh no, this is terrible! He said the P word! Are you crazy? are you trying to ruin us? Don't look, don't look.
Hey, I resent that.
Still, it does seem many people take both Muppets and Muppet relationships seriously.
How do you do? Hold out your hand. Smile and say, glad to meet you.
For most, the Muppets have always been viewed as loving, fun, and adorable characters. Great for all ages.
So when something like a Kermit breaking up with his bacon on legs happens, one can't help but wonder, are Muppets really lovable?
You leave her a note saying you love her, but you're ashamed. Then, drink poison.
No. Nope.
What Scott meant to say, unless he wants to be fired and replaced with a puppet as well, is that maybe the Muppets aren't all they're cracked up to be.
Okay, all right. Okay, I admit it. Sometimes, late at night, when I'm all alone, I wash my socks in club soda to make my feet fizz. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
In fact, if we take a closer look at the roster of Muppets,
And we did.
we actually discover that at times some of the Muppets can come off as, well, kind of a... yeah.
And wait a minute. That's a ludicrous thing to say. This man is deranged.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
More often than you think, there are times when even the most lovable of Muppets have been, well, assholes.
So we're here, have collected the top 10 Muppets that are asked. Against my better judgment, might I add, I feel like such a traitor.
You are.
Also, if you're wondering why we've only got a top 10 countdown rather than a top 13, well, there's two reasons. One, it was tough to find 13 Muppet characters to fit the list.
And two, as we said before, we're under new management. And evidently, the number 13 freaks our new producer out.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the most psychological rape on some of your most beloved childhood heroes and memories since that horrible movie version of Where the Wild Things Are.
Terrible.
I feel like I've denounced my whole race. I've rebelled against my own kind. Why, I feel like...
An ass?
Yeah, actually.
Sorry, buddy.
There you go. And here are a few more for you.
Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad?
Let's start off with one of the lesser-known Muppets, the Glutton Monster. Now, much like Mark, he was known for eating everything in sight. He was also a minor character who didn't make much of an impact, much like Mark. Thus, no one seemed to notice or care that much about him, much like Mark.
You having fun?
Sure am.
Okay.
As shown here, we see the monster chowing down on several Muppet characters, including Kermit the Frog himself. This is pretty bizarre, seeing how, though I'm no Muppet expert, all these creatures work for Kermit. So in a sense, the monster is eating his own boss. Interesting tactic, but surely not the best way to get a promotion. The Glutton Monster may be brazen, but his appetite seems to be the very core of his disregard for any other life.
Oh, come on! So the guy eats a lot. So what? Why would they hire a monster whose sole purpose in life is to eat? That's like hiring Jaws as a lifeguard.
Hey, Target version of Grover. Could you just move it along, please?
Now that was just mean.
Who's bad?
Number 9, Scooter.
Who's bad?
Okay, so while I do not condone any of this slander, I will admit that Scooter at first was sort of a jerk. Oh sure, we know him as this easygoing, lovable gopher who basically was Kermit's go-to guy for all emergencies. But when these two first met, well, sort of a different story.
Hi, are you Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
I'm Scooter.
Cute name.
Back when the Muppet Show began, we learned that Scooter's uncle J.P. Gross owned the Muppet Theater, which the Muppet Show resided in.
Oh, Kermit, you know my uncle.
J.P. Gross. Yeah, I own the theater, the ground it stands on, and the mineral rights underneath it. In fact, I probably own you too, Frog. Kid. Make a note, see if we own the frog. If not, take an option.
And Scooter often used this to his advantage to get his own way.
Yes, Chief?
Scooter, what are you doing with this piano?
Oh, I found this song for Elton John. He's just gotta hear it.
He don't gotta hear it.
Gee, my uncle who owns this theater wanted him to hear it.
Where do you want the piano?
Upstairs in Elton John's dressing room.
You got it.
Sometimes he would do this just so he could book his own acts on the show.
Hey, boss, Muppy and I wanted to talk to you about the act we're doing on the show tonight.
Scooter, you're not doing an act on the show tonight.
Oh, gee, my uncle who owns this theater thought of this act, didn't he?
Tell us about the act you're doing on the show tonight.
Oh,
Yes, Scooter did have a lot of leverage, and boy did he take advantage of it.
Hey, Kermit?
Yeah?
Can we do some skateboard tricks on stage?
Well, maybe next week, Scooter. We're just about to do the closing number now.
Oh, gee, my uncle who owns this theater and who's in the audience tonight and who won't be here next week because he's talking to his accountants about a big rent increase would be very disappointed.
Scooter, shouldn't you be getting your skateboard ready for the closing number?
Oh, thanks, Chief.
So, okay, Scooter may have started out as sort of a tool, but now he seems to have a mutual respect for his boss, Kermit. At least he's learned.
Stop defending these guys, dude.
Yeah, it's not the point of the episode.
Wow, you guys have a stick up your ass, don't you?
Mm-hmm. And you have a hand up yours.
Oh, come on.
Fire in your face.
It's too personal, too personal.
Who's bad?
Number 8, Snuffleupagus.
Who's bad?
Okay, so this guy always pissed me off. Probably because at first I couldn't figure out what the hell Snuffy's story was. Did he exist? Didn't he? Was he just a figment of Big Bird's imagination? He always left whenever someone else appeared, leaving Big Bird alone to talk about his friend, who everyone else assumed was imaginary.
So, Big Bird, where's Mr. Snuffleupagus? He's gone.
And they figured that Big Bird, besides being a giant radioactive yellow mutation, was also batshit insane. Or bird shit insane. Whatever. Well, eventually we found out he did exist, which only makes him more of a jerkface. Why would you do this to someone who is your friend? I mean, every damn time one of the other cast members showed up, this giant elephant thing would just saunter away. For what purpose? What did he have to gain? Did he enjoy the mind games? Was he secretly resentful of Big Bird? Did he want to be the only giant animal on the block? True friends don't just vanish in a time of need. Oh, very funny, very cute, very funny. Okay, most friends wouldn't do that. Anyhow, far as Snuffy is concerned, he's a major wad, getting off on his little joke while the unbelieving residents of Sesame Street continue to mock poor Big Bird for believing in such a ludicrous notion as a giant talking elephant. Of course, they're mocking a giant talking yellow bird, and no one has a problem acknowledging that.
Who's bad?
Number 7, Sam the Eagle.
Who's bad?
One thing that really gets my fur rising is politics. I just hate talking about it. Sadly, with many humans, it's all they ever talk about, right?
Not me.
Thankfully, puppets don't have political debates. Why? Because we're puppets. And we're meaningless. Hey, who wrote that?
I did.
Nice.
Anyhow, there is one puppet, though, who seems to have lived his whole life through a constant patriotic lens. I am speaking, of course, about Sam the Eagle. Whether it's censoring the material of the Muppet Show,
The following inappropriate words need to be deleted from tonight's script. Whittle and gesticulate.
Gesticulate? Well, that just means to move your hands.
or just flat out criticizing their point of views and beliefs, Sam the Eagle has always been a pompous patriot.
I believe this program is trivial and not fit for family viewing.
Unfortunately, he doesn't always know what he's talking about.
I have here a list of the animals these so-called conservationists would have us protect. Just listen to this. The mountain lion, the American bald eagle, the American bald eagle. Excuse me, this list is now inoperative.
The one act that he believes is the most patriotic is Wayne and Wanda, which sadly always falls apart.
Say it's only a paper moon hanging over a
And for somebody that holds himself to such high standards, he's always getting his facts messed up.
When I joke about Beethoven, he's my idol. See?
Oh, Beethoven at last. Oh, well, for Beethoven I'll stay. He's my favorite playwright.
Tonight's guest star is one of the world's great masters of ballet, Mr. Rudolf Nureyev.
What? Are you sure it's ballet, not opera?
Positive.
6 of one, half dozen the other. Culture is culture. Go ahead.
So, okay, there are a couple of Muppets here that do deserve to be on this list. Nevertheless, I am standing my ground and speaking on behalf of all my fabric brothers and sisters that...
What was that about pompous puppets getting on people's nerves?
I really hate this show.
So do we.
Sure do.
Number 6, Statler and Waldorf.
Who's bad?
Now, I actually don't mind these guys, mainly because, like me, they don't seem to be a fan of the Muppet Show either. However, in keeping with the list, it's hard to ignore Statler and Waldorf's constant compulsive heckling of all things Muppets. Sure, it's funny for us in the show. Their remarks are clever, witty, and hilarious, and make for great comedy.
It's called the medium sketch.
The medium sketch?
Yeah, it wasn't rare, and it certainly wasn't well done.
Just a minute, please. I have been a successful comedian half of my life.
How come we got this half?
You want to see me perform?
No, retire.
Hey, look, if you don't like...
But in other situations, all of us have been around people who heckle and laugh and ruin it for everyone else.
Don't go in there! Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Oh, I am scared.
In the real world, Statler and Waldorf would probably be those guys always on their phone during a show, or always yakking during a concert, or even worse, making comments during a movie because they think they're funny.
I like the movie fine so far.
It hasn't started yet.
That's what I like about it.
Who would enjoy listening to some guys making funny comments during a movie? But still, in the end, we love these two old farts. They're funny and add some great comedy to the show. In fact, let's face it, they were Mystery Science Theatering before there was a Mystery Science Theater.
Hey, wait. You like Mystery Science Theater? They have puppets on that show.
Yeah, but they're not like furry. Furry ones.
You're an idiot.
Very true.
I'm furry.
Shut up.
Number 5, Bert.
Who's bad?
You ever have a roommate that you just hated, that you just wanted to kill? Most of us have. For me, it was Chuck at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. Seriously, dude, you couldn't bring up my mail just once?
Mine was the homeless guy that used to live in my refrigerator.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I never had a roommate. Or friends, for that matter. I'm so lonely.
Of course you are. Well, anyway, when it comes to jerk roommates, very few compare to Bert from Bert and Ernie. Seriously, poor Ernie. Here's one of the happiest guys in the world with his rubber ducky songs and lovable laugh. And here's Bert, an anal retentive tightwad with a dry sense of humor.
Well, she's really not that smart, Ernie.
Not that smart, Bert? How can you say that?
Well, in the 10 games we've played, she's only beaten me twice. Okay, Bernice, go ahead, your move.
And a laugh that sounds like a duck getting shot to death by a machine gun. Bert would often get on Ernie's case for any and every little thing. Whether it was his eating cookies in the bed, which I never understood because they slept in separate beds, so why would that bother Bert so much?
Ernie, don't eat those cookies while you're in your bed, huh?
Why not, Bert?
Because you get crumbs in the sheets, that's why. Ernie, what are you doing?
I'm going to eat cookies in your bed, Bert. Move over.
Or his short fuse, which always resulted in him lashing out at Ernie.
Why don't you just close the window?
Oh, I can't, Bert. You see, the window is stuck. The window's got to be fixed, Bert. I can't close it.
Well, Ernie, fix it.
Who could put up with such a dill hole? If there's anything to be learned from Sesame Street, it's not the letter T or the number 5, but rather avoid living with anyone with a horrific unibrow and a pigeon fetish.
Doing the pigeon. Doing the pigeon.
Yeah, the song is called Doing the Pigeon. Think about it.
Number 4, Kermit the Frog.
Who's bad?
Aw, come on!
Let's do it.
This is bullcrap!
Read it.
This is not true. He's like the god of all things puppet.
Read.
I don't believe this. Kermit the Frog?
Yes, I'm sure most of you, like myself, would disagree with this one. Anyone with half a brain would. How could Kermit the Frog make this list? He's so lovable and funny. He's charming and adorable. He sings and dances and rides bicycles. He's a beloved icon for all ages. Well, okay, sometimes he loses his temper.
The photographer who was just here, he was from Tongue Magazine.
It's a teeny tiny item.
It was a cover story about us being secretly married.
It's only a slight exaggeration.
That's a bald-faced lie, Piggy. I will not stand around while you do dumb things like that, Piggy. You have done that to me too many times, Piggy. I will not stand for it. I will not stand for it.
What are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Piggy. I'm going to fire you. Piggy, you are fired. You are fired. Piggy, you are fired. Fired.
And yeah, he has been known to lash out at people who are trying to help him.
I don't know. How should I know? Why are you always asking me anyway? Can't you take care of yourselves? I don't know what to do next. We failed, okay? We tried and we failed.
And yeah, he can be a bit of a smartass.
We don't have to go back to the swamp. We can go back where you were born. The sty. You know, where your roots are. Where pigs eat swill and wallow in the mud. Remember that? Huh?
Remember this? And evidently he broke up with Miss Piggy only to hook up with another pig and seems to make it a point to display this affection in front of Miss Piggy.
Denise? Well, we started dating a couple months ago. She runs marketing for the network, and we were at a cross-promotional synergy meeting, and we ended up cross-promoting.
So, yeah, that's a bit...
Okay, I guess at times Kermit can be a bit of a turd, but still, he's an inspiration to puppets everywhere. I mean, so while I guess you could put him on this list, Kermit will always remain the heart and soul of the Muppets.
You forgot when he sprouted fangs and drank Vincent Price's blood.
Really?
Oh, that was hogwash. He never...
Oh, sure.
Whoa, they never told us that in Puppetry 101.
Wow, so this whole time Kermit was a vampire.
Wow.
Moving on.
Number 3, Marvin Suggs and his Muppaphones.
Who's bad?
Imagine taking about 10 kittens and lining them up one after the other, maybe from tallest to shortest or shortest to tallest, whatever. Then imagine taking a hammer and beating each one of those cute, cuddly, wide-eyed, innocent kittens. Then imagine beating their heads over and over again until everything goes white with rage.
Oh my God, is there a point to all this?
Oh, sorry. Well, that's the sort of thing you would get if you were Marvin Suggs.
Is he on any meds? Mark?
Oh, sorry. I was spaced out. Imagining all those smashed little puppy heads.
He said kittens.
Even better.
So yeah, it's not exactly kittens. More like weird little child versions of the Tribbles from Star Trek. Still, look at this guy. He's beating the heads of these poor, defenseless creatures just to get some sort of musical sound out of them. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a form of torture? It certainly is sick. dispensing all that pain just to satisfy some need to hear the screams of the defenseless for musical purposes. Not only is this Suggs guy an asshole, he's psychotic. He's a deranged madman. I don't even think Chucky would be this cool.
Please, Mr. Suggs, what are you doing?
Making the beautiful music.
These little creatures are alive and you're hitting them.
Of course they are alive. You cannot make music by hitting dead creatures.
Never has one seen such a form of brutal punishment in the form of music. Never. I stand corrected.
Wow.
Number 2, Miss Piggy. Who's bad? Let's face it, this one's pretty obvious. There's being a diva, and then there's anger issues that would make the Hulk shake his head. Ah, Miss Piggy. She's a pig after Kermit's own heart. And the way she treats him, sometimes I imagine she's after other limbs as well. To say the superstar Sal is short-tempered and often bitchy would be a gross understatement.
I'll replace my thick Sharpies with fine tip Sharpies! I'm signing autographs, not writing the Bible on a grate of rice!
I have a feeling this isn't about pen thickness.
She's self-absorbed, egotistical, prone to violence, involved with many domestic disputes with the frog of her dreams, extremely competitive.
And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry, Piggy.
How you apologize, Reese Witherspoon? I win!
And also has expensive, very expensive taste.
Champagne caviar!
Then again, Miss Piggy is also a very strong and capable woman, very independent, and can definitely handle her own, is extremely gifted in singing and dancing. Can scale a wall in high heels.
Next time I want stunts, they get a double.
Ride a stunt bike. And has both a degree in medicine as well as space travel.
Ah, you do acrobatics too. She's very versatile.
So I suppose a woman with all that going on has a right to fly off the handle maybe now and then. Maybe her strength and psychotic drive are what Kermit's into. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear.
My life is a bacon-wrapped hell on earth.
And our number 1 Muppet is...
Who's bad? Well, at long last, we've come to the end of this terrible list. And thank the Lord, this has been painfully offensive to me. I don't care what anyone else says. Puppets are pure, good, wholesome creatures.
I suppose you're going to hate having to bash the number 1 on this list, aren't you?
You bet I am. I just know whoever it is will have my support during this dark time.
It's Elmo.
Oh, thank God! That is Elmo can suck my that red can burn in hell.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay then. Yes, it's Elmo, America's favorite little high-pitched cutie pie. Since his arrival on Sesame Street, Elmo has become the very symbol of overused child exploitation.
Balls! You know! Balls!
He was suddenly everywhere. Toys, movies, t-shirts, dolls, other shows, under my bed, in my closet, in my toilet, in my taco, my inner thoughts. He started appearing on the faces of women I was dating.
Bottom line is he's overrated and stole the spotlight from far more deserving Muppets.
In my lunchbox, in my washing machine, in my grill, the hood of my hoodie, my back pocket, everywhere.
Squirrel.
Where?
So yeah, basically, the reason Elmo is number 1 on this list is because he ended up taking over everything Sesame Street related. And frankly, he's not that great.
Elmo very sad. Very sad.
Okay, Elmo. I tell you what, hold on. Don't cry now. I will you.
Hyperactive, compulsive, annoying, his voice sucks.
Oh, hi, Mr. Williams.
Hi, Elmo.
What are you going to do with that stick?
Talks in the third person like Rick James.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
And yet someone has brainwashed the public into believing he's a far more enjoyable character than, say, Grover or the Count or Ernie or Oscar or even Telly. Well, maybe not Telly.
Plus, the jerk has his own freaking spin-off. A buttload of movies, a bunch of records, it never stopped. It was as if the show could have been changed to Elmo and Sesame Street, or some nonsense like that. And really, what's so great about him? He has a funny voice. He's furry. Hello?
So basically you're jealous.
No, I do not get jealous.
Did you know he guest starred on The Frugal Gourmet?
Sure did.
Red shit, piece of
And there you have it, our top 10 Muppets that are... Sure, we still find them lovable and fun, but perhaps now you'll start to see them in a different way. Oh, and if you're wondering why Oscar the Grouch wasn't on this list, it's simple. Oscar is a grouch. That's his species, a grouch. It's like chastising a wolf for being a wolf, or a shark for being a shark, or Scott for being Scott. Right, Scotty?
I honestly don't care. I still hate the Muppets.
How can you hate the Muppets? How can you hate puppets for that matter? Do you not own a soul? Did a puppet once hurt you? Are you afraid of them?
No.
Oh, that's it. You're afraid of puppets.
I am not. I hate puppets. They're boring. They do nothing for me. I like the Muppet Babies because they're animated. Big difference. And to say I'm afraid of Muppets is downright stupid, not to mention...
Wow.
The truth hurts.
Well, that was a fine show, son. Very nice. Now let's get that tall drink of water back in here.
Scotty, get back in here.
Come on, handsome. Come on over here. Don't be bashful. Now, good job. Thanks to you three, everybody knows the truth about the Muppets.
So what does that mean for us?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Distracted you long enough for me to go through your jackets and raffle for change.
Wait, what?
Well, I, for one, have had enough of this crap.
Much like our audience, if we had one.
Well, Mr. Masterson, I am tending my resignation.
Well, that's fine. You're fired.
Oh.
What? Well, now we have no puppet, and we don't have Jay, so back to the old days, huh? Just me and Scott, that's it?
Until I can get a hold of a trained seal, yeah.
Or you could hire Jay back.
Why not the seal?
Sock puppet.
I'll be good.
I like you boys. You got pesto in your veins. Okay. Jay, you're hired again.
He's not here.
Hi, guys.
Jay.
The hell? You were under there the whole time?
So no seal then?
Well, it's like I say, boys. Television's like being trapped in a hay farm with the first cousin in a bottle of moonshine. Anything can happen.
I'm just going to buy my own seal.
Yeah, good. Godspeed. Go.
Can you get your hand out of my ass? Eventually.
So, want to grab a beer or something?
Not a chance in hell, son.
Not a chance in hell. Okay. Yeah. We're screwed.
God help us in the future.